Sudan. Let's talk about Sudan. In the last few days, we have seen a lot of horrible videos coming from Sudan, people being unalive in their thousands. I mean, there was a report that over 1,500 people were killed in 24 hours. That's insane. There's another report that you could probably see blood from the satellite from space, which is something that doesn't really make sense. So how did we get here? How did Sudan move from a functioning country that had a democratic elected president to what it is right now and what is going on in Sudan right now? So in this video, I'll try to explain to the best of my abilities what is going on in Sudan and why the world is not really talking much about it. To understand what is happening here properly in Sudan, we have to rewind back a little. Let's go back to 2019. As of then, Sudan had a leader. His name was Omar al-Bashir. I hope I got that name correctly. I'm struggling to understand his name, but I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So his name was Omar al-Bashir. So Omar al-Bashir was a dictator, a full-blown dictator. He has been the leader of Sudan for over 30 years, 30 good years. And his reign was known for corruption, killings, a bunch of rubbish that he was doing. So people started to get angry. A lot of people started to get tired of the government, and then they woke up and they said they have had enough. They wanted the regime change. They didn't want this person that has been governing them for 30 plus years to be in power. And the people started protesting, calling for freedom, calling for change. And funny enough, that change really happened. All right, but it didn't just happen. So General Abdel Fattah and General Mohamed Dagalo, popularly known as Hemedti. I still hope I got that name correctly. Note, I want you to take seriously these two names as I just mentioned, these two generals. All right, I want to come in handy in the story like that. The whole story revolves around it. So Hemedti controlled an army known as the Rapid Service Force. I believe you have heard about the RSF. That's the meaning, Rapid Service Force. All right, it was like private army. He controlled them. They were very brutal and they were very rapid. Then the other general, General Abdel, he also had his own military. So basically what they did is that they come together, united, then they overthrow the corrupt dictator that was in power. And to scene of joy for all the Sudan citizens, they love it. This is what they have been crying for, the toll of paying for. These two generals promised to return power back to the civilians. And that's exactly what they did. They had an election, and then people voted, and they had a president. After years and years of being under a dictator, they now had the president, someone that they voted for themselves, right? Case closed, yeah? This story is supposed to end here, yeah? That didn't end. This is just where the problem started. Few years down the line, these two generals decided that the current president was way too corrupt, and they needed to make a correction. Basically, they wanted to change the current president. And that's what they did. They changed the president. And after changing the president, this is where the real problem started. This is where problem quickly turned into wahala. You see, power is a very dangerous thing. When you taste power, most times you want to remain there. These two generals wanted power for themselves. They both wanted to govern Sudan. At first, General Abdel wanted the RSF to be integrated into the Sudanese army, like their own national army, so they wouldn't be like an empire on their own, like private army on their own. That's what he wanted. But General Hemedti, he didn't want this. He had already tasted power. His soldiers were loyal to him, and for some reasons, he also wanted to be president. He wanted to go for the country. But that's where the main problem now started. These two generals started having this issue within themselves. The two generals wanted to go for the countries, and then that's where the main problem started. So they had enough. General Hemedti, he had this special force and they were so loyal to him. Then what did he do? He turned them into an empire. All right, he was up for a highest bidder. People will hire him to carry out literally anything that they wanted for him. This is where the United Arab Emirates came in. United Arab Emirates were backing the Rapid Special Force and arming them, but in return, there are rumors that these people were backing them to get Sudanese gold. That's just rumor. I'm not sure about that. So now that the other general has gotten his backing from the United Arab Emirates supplying him weapons through Turkey into the country to empower him to do whatever he wanted to do. So, what did General Abdel do? He turned his weight towards Egypt for backing and for sponsors. And of course, Egypt decided to sponsor him. Why? Because maybe Egypt didn't want the whole Sudanese problem on their own borders. So they decided to fund and sponsor this general so he would be able to clear the mess that was happening in Sudan. Oh, they were very wrong. They were very, very wrong. By then, things has already gotten out of hand. With these two generals armed in the country, they started fighting each other. They turned their weapons, their guns against the civilians. And there's this saying that when two elephants fight, and they go and they suffer them, and that's exactly what was happening. And this is exactly what is still happening in Sudan right now. All right, these two people want to rule, and they now turned this whole thing, and the civilians are the ones suffering it. But the most affected part of the country is part called Darfur. It feels like it's a complete genocide going on there right now. The Rapid Special Forces bombarded this town. It was heavily guarded, but they bombarded it until the army had to withdraw and they took over the town. And what happened next is horrific. They unalive a lot of people. There are a lot of videos online that you see them unaliving people unannounced. They force some people to dig their own graves and then they bury them alive. It's horrific. I wouldn't want to put some of these videos here on YouTube because of the whole policy thing, but I'm sure when you do your research, just go on Twitter, you're going to see videos that are really, really, really horrific. It doesn't really make sense. It's insane what is happening. But think about it. People are silent about what is happening in Sudan right now. The world is silent. And it really doesn't make sense. And that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to make this video, to throw more light about what's happening in Sudan right now. Picture this. There's a mother of 3. She's trying to flee Darfur. She doesn't live with anything because she's just trying to run for her own life. She has no idea where her husband is. She doesn't grab her 3 children and she's running towards safety. Alright. She gets ambushed by this Rapid Special Force army. And here's a picture of her with her 3 children, just basically trying to protect her 3 children. You could see the pain, you could see the agony in her eyes. It's really, 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 really insane. Hospitals are dried up in the country. There are no electricity. And water is more like a luxury because there's no water. They have cut off a lot of these supplies. It's what's happening there right now is beyond what I can even comprehend. So think about it this way. The youth and the citizens which marched for freedom and demanded freedom in 2019 are now refugees. Some have joined the military, some joined the Rapid Special Force, and the country is a mess. Some are not even alive anymore. Some are displaced from the family. Most of them, it's just really, really heartbreaking. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that Sudan is a war between 2 generals who owns the country, who wants to take control, who wants to hold more power, who control the resources. Basically, that is what is happening right now in Sudan. Nothing more, just a war between 2 generals who are hungry for power and who want to take power by force. And behind the whole of this thing is the United Arab Emirates, who are funneling money and resources through Turkey into the country, thereby destabilizing the whole country and the whole region. So please share this story. Let us talk about Sudan. A lot of people need to know what is happening there right now. A lot of lives need to be saved. So let us talk about Sudan. Share this video because this right here is one of Africa's most urgent stories, and it needs to be told, it needs to be heard. If you believe that stories like this deserve to be told, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the post notification, and also drop a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching at this point. I hope you now understand and have an idea of what is basically going on right now in Sudan. See you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.